Hey, everybody. Hi, Lord Tamerlane with another Obscurities in Miniature. And today we're going to go back to Necromunda because we haven't been there in a while because they haven't really released much. But I finally got around to building my Orlocks. Really started. Orlocks, I never liked the original look. I thought they just looked like generic biker dudes. And, well, they still kind of look like generic biker dudes, but now they look more like 40k biker dudes. So that's kind of cool. I do like, I don't know, something about the proportions on these new models I really liked. I don't know what I'm going to use them for because they're not the style of gang that I wanted to play in Necromunda, but you know what, that's totally irrelevant. Why don't we take a look at what's inside? Alright, so I grabbed a sprue and a base. Why did I grab a base? I don't need it. So, here's what we're looking at. We've got legs on one side and backs for the torsos. I'm wondering if these legs can be swappable. I'm curious. I do like the big harpoon grappling hook thing. Lots of shotguns, lots of pistols, lots of big fat barreled guns and shoulder pads. That's kind of cool. So I'm really wondering how much of this is interchangeable. I'm kind of disappointed that there's not more in the way of close combat weapons. There's like, what, 3 knives? 2, 3... Yeah, 3. 3 knives, okay. Auto guns, auto pistols, shotguns. Do I see any bolt pistols anywhere? Doesn't look like it. I think that's for the commander. I'm assuming that's a grenade launcher? No, that's some, I don't know. I don't know my guns. Power fist. I was going to say power glove, but that's not right. Heavy stubber? I think they have a grenade launcher. Is there anything on the box? Servo claw. Harpoon launcher. I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure out the weapons later. I'm not the biggest what you see is what you get. But you know what? Who cares about this? So this is just to give you a good look. Well, we haven't looked at the heads before I start rambling on. Okay, grenade pouches. I see 2 heads. 3, 4, 5. Why don't we look at them? That might help. Lots of bandanas. Lots of mustaches. Lots of goggles. Lots of goatees. It's about what you'd expect. Sadly, no mohawks, but that seems to be more Goliath territory. Okay, I'm going to stop talking for a moment, and I am going to go build a few of these and see how they look. And hopefully you will keep watching. Okay, so we're back. And we got the first half of our squad built. So I guess this is like the leader dude. Maybe? No, maybe not. He's just a dude with a servo claw and some flashy hair and a sawn-off shotgun that looks like it's going to have some holes drilled out of the barrel. Okay. Next up, I think this guy is the boss. The boss is supposed to get the knife. I know that. I like this pose. I don't know what kind of guns those are supposed to be. I don't know where I stuck the directions. I started filming this so long ago. Who do we have here? Ooh, sorry. If these aren't grenade launchers, I don't know what they are. He's got his grenades anyway. Cool looking sculpt. And again, I'm going to need to drill some holes out of that barrel, but I had to build the heavy stubber. I believe it's a heavy stubber. I don't think it's an autocannon. I do like the suspension exoskeleton thingy helping him there. Kind of cool. I'm guessing that's an ammo box. And finally, because I love close combat guys, and I would just want to paint him up like, which is a Bebop or Rocksteady. He's got to have those colors. That funky mask. So, I don't know where I put all of my painted Necromunda stuff, sadly. But if you haven't seen how they compare in size, so they're a little thicker and a lot more detailed than the Marine here, but they're pretty close in size. And I mean, admittedly, this is one of the older Marines. I'm sure if I grabbed some Primaris, they would be a lot larger. there's ever anything you guys want to see me compare for the sizes of these figures, by all means, please just let me know in the comments, because it's not like I don't have this stuff laying around. It's just a lot of it is in storage in boxes and bags and foam and things like that. So I just don't have it handy, but I'm more than happy to bust it on out. What else do we have back there? Dark Age figures. So kind of thinking with the Dark Age stuff, these guys would make some great generic post-apocalyptic raiders. So once we get raider rules for Fallout, Wasteland Warfare, I think I'll be having a proxy and plenty of my homemade guys. They are a little smaller than the Dark Age figures, but Dark Age is also more of a 32mm game, whereas obviously I don't actually know what scale GW is operating in anymore. I don't know. Are they 28 or are they 30? They're definitely not 35 or whatever crazy height level we've gotten to in Kingdom Death. But, you know, I gotta say, for the most part, you can't really go wrong with the modern Necromunda stuff. Very characterful sculpts. There's a lot of options for the faces and the weapons. I'm not sure how compatible they are between each gang, and I thought there wasn't a whole lot of customization available. But then again, you know, it's basically your choice of guns, and you really do have enough hands, I think, to make just about whatever concoction you want. The only issue might be if you're really wanting to run a ton of heavy weapons. You do get 2 on a sprue, but you only get 1 body on each sprue that can actually carry them, unless you get creative with cutting and gluing and green stuffing, which is always an option. So, pretty distinct look visually, especially compared to the originals, and, you know, you do have to account for the fact that all of the gangs have these new Necromunda plastic bases included, and they are pretty random into what bases you get, but, I mean, if you keep buying gangs, well, you're probably going to have plenty of them. They do tend to run at a pretty reasonable price. I want to say most of the gangs they've released so far about 30 bucks. It's when you start playing with the Forge World parts that you're really going to start watching the money disappear quickly. But for what you get, 10 guys with a variety of parts, and I'm sure if you get really creative with the customization, you can get a lot more out of them as well. So lots of bang for your buck. That said, I'm going to wrap things up here. This is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniatures, and I'm going to see you later. You feel lucky, punk, here? I don't know. I don't. Bye-bye.